So today I'm going to be talking about a study which looks at IQ and well-being. Now there's going to be so many other variables involved as well. If you want to keep watching, it's how religious you are, income inequality, conservatism, and how this is all correlated to IQ. Now, if you want to go even further as well, you can use the data I have found to correlate all of these variables together because this data has been included. Now, this is a data on 50 US states, and the individual explains in their methodology how they took the measurements for each of these variables. If you want to look into that a bit further, I will link the study down below. The table I'm going to be referencing is table 3, and it's kind of like a matrix correlation, I believe it's called. So yeah, it's a correlation matrix, and you can it just has all the variables involved and their correlation to one another. So let's start with IQ and well-being. There seems to be a zero point 0.8 positive correlation. So if your state IQ is higher, you're going to have most likely better well-being. Now, staying with IQ, but following on to religiousness, that's a negative 0.57. So if you have a higher IQ, you're less likely to be religious. You're less likely to suffer from income inequality. You're less likely to be conservative. You're also more likely to be vaccinated. Now, I feel like this video has just pissed off countless people, whether you're religious, conservative, or vaccinated. But yeah, it is what it is. It's just data. Don't shoot the messenger. Go check it out yourself. One interesting thing was alcohol consumption. So, the higher your IQ, the more likely you are to drink more. Apparently, this has been found in other studies as well. Now there's a 0.57 correlation. This makes me feel better for my drinking because, I must be a genius, which is great. So I'm just going to keep on my drinking. Then there's a couple more, but they're not significant, like voting for Biden. And I mean it's not significant in the sense that, like, statistically, it's not significant. If they're not in bold, it means they're less than 0.24, and it's not significant when P is set as 0.05. So next is temperature. Now there's a significant negative correlation. So if temperature's lower, you're more likely to have a higher IQ in these states. Gun owners, higher IQ, you're less likely to own a gun. And then the funniest one, which I know, I mean, I'm sure I'm probably dorky, but it makes me laugh because the FICO credit score is the strongest correlation with IQ at 0.87, which makes me just think of like some really dorky person with, super great credit score. I don't know. Like I love all this data. I mean, it's not dorky to have high IQ, but there's just something really stupid about that. It's really funny. And I admit that's just me. There's also, other things in here like with positive and negative correlation. So if you're looking at this, let's say you're looking at the graph, I'll do one high up so I can get it in the video. For example, let's say we look at income inequality, number 4, that's on the left-hand side, and we go 1, 2, 3, 3 across. Now, number 3 is religiousness. Now, so that is the relationship between income inequality and religiousness. There's a 0.28 correlation, which means there's a positive correlation between income inequality and then religiousness. So there's so many variables you can compare here. I mean, another big correlation I see is Biden. So percentage of people that voted for Biden, and it's a 0.85 correlation with number 6, which is being vaccinated, which makes a lot of sense. I think, if you're safer or you feel something where you're going to go for Joe Biden in case you're worried about Trump or you think he's a bit more, crazy or off the hook. And I can see how you're more likely to get vaccinated if you vote for Biden. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's just like so much data here. It's like so much content. It's really interesting. As I said, I'll link everything down below. Check it out. I will try and do some more videos on this. Really interesting study.